What's going on, y'all? You're now watching the greatest channel that has ever existed. My name is Bitcoin Benito, and I truly appreciate you guys for being here with me. So today, we're going to talk about the Optimism network and how Xen is coming out with the Optimism, coming out on the Optimism network, and Jack Levin is changing some of the rules when it comes to Optimism. So this is really, really interesting. It's really cool. It's going to make everything go a lot faster when it comes to Optimism. But before I get into that, I need to read some comments from my subscribers. Really appreciate you guys. Would not be here without you. Okay, so the first comment that we have is from 𝘊𝘰𝘯𝘦 that says, bro, I'm a new subscriber. People don't understand that this is the best time to load up. I'm new to crypto, but I'm understanding the assignment. Yes, he is loading up on DBZen. He's loading up on DBZ NFTs, although that's going to come out in a week yet. It has some bugs right now. He's loading up on all of these things. And I've said many, many times that this is going to 100x in the next year or two. It's probably going to do more like a 400, 500x from its all-time low. And right now we're on the all-time lows for DBZen. So, but yeah, 100x. Next comment that we have is from Mike McIntosh that says, prediction: DXN will be one of those tokens we look back on years from now and hate ourselves for not getting more of these cheap prices. Yes, that's literally what I just said. Yes, it is going to, DBZen also is going to do a 100x easily. I think it's going to go to $240. And right now it's about 190, $2. So that one's going to be like a 120x or something in 2 years. Next comment we have is Bobcat 300 miner that burns Xen. I heard about this. I don't know if it's actually true. Here's the Bobcat 300 miner. So you can use this to mint some helium. If you are in an area that's not too crowded, you can make about 1 or 2 heliums a day. At its peak, helium was, geez, what was that? Oh, $50 a day. Wow. And when he wrote this, when I was just watching a video about helium, they were shouting it out. They were describing it. They were making $15 a day from helium. And it only cost about how much? It only cost about what? $150 for a legit one, $140. It's going to cost a lot more during the bull run. But if you buy right now, you're gonna make your money back in 10, 20 days. So it's going to be amazing. I might actually buy one myself, see how it works. See what it does. Okay. The next comment that we have is from 𝘊𝘰𝘯𝘦 that says, Xen from Brazil. Yes, ¿cómo te llama? Mi llama es Benito. Rolando replied, epic man, this will go down in history. Yes, it will. Cannot wait. And then finally, Crypto Monster says Xen to 1 cent. And Siddharth Kumar replied, please explain how. Yeah, I agree. It's not going to go to 1 cent. I know we are Moon Boy. We like to do Moon Boy math. It's not going to go to 1 cent. I think it's going to do, like I said, every single time. It's probably going to do like 4 zeros and a 7. Probably 3 zeros and a 7, but you know, officially 4 zeros and a 7. Okay, so let's get into a video from Jack himself where he was describing what he's going to do with the Optimism network.
Now, Optimism. There was at least 3 members of the community who suggested something amazing. They said, because Optimism is so fast and it's so inexpensive, we should shrink the 8-year period to 1 year for Xen mint duration. So specifically, not 3,000 AMP, but 300. So the amount of Xen that you would be making is going to be 1/10 of what you're making on Ethereum, and the contract will stop producing most of the Xen within the first 300 days. So the cool thing about this is that the cost of Optimism is low. The supply of Xen will be 1/10 of what it is on the rest of the chains. And the amount of time is only 300 days, which is less than a year. It's like 10 months. So within 10 months, the whole supply is pretty much minted out. And the community gets to experience what happens at the end of the 8-year cycle under a year. So Optimism is perfect to participate with the Xen ecosystem with 300 days limit, and then basically feel the sort of value creation and supply generation, and really kind of like get into the sort of mindset, is Xen really hyperinflation or is it not, right? So think about it. You know that on Optimism in 300 days, you cannot get any more Xen. I mean, not as much, like you're going to get like maybe 10 Xen per day versus like 30,000 Xen per day when you start. And then every month, because there's 10 months, every month there's 10% less Xen minted for you if you come late. If you come late 3 months later, you're now making only 70% of Xen. Yeah. If you're coming 6 months later, that's it. You're pretty much missed the boat. And that gives the community the experience of what the disinflationary nature of Xen really is.
So this is going to be like a time machine. It allows us to fast forward into 8 years and see what potentially Xen could look like on the first 11 chains.
Yeah, so like you were saying, this is pretty much a time machine. This is really cool, way faster than all the other chains that's available for Zen. In fact, let's go right now. This is Zen.network. You see all the networks that's available. As you can see, this just came out like maybe a few weeks ago, and its global rank is already at 5 million. Okay. And it's only going to have a tenth of the Zen that's going to constantly be released. So a chain that also just came out recently was Base. See, Base has 711 billion tokens, but Optimism only has 1.4 billion tokens. Okay, so this is amazing. This is really powerful. Everything that's happening is happening at full speed. In fact, let me connect my wallet and show you how it looks. Just a quick connection. Optimism is a layer 2. So because it's a layer 2, when you do Optimism, you're going to do everything on Ethereum. Everything is still related to Ethereum. Everything is still directly on top of Ethereum. So as you can see, this is what the dashboard looks like. If I want to mint a Zen NFT, it's going to make me wait. And everything is done in Ethereum. But to mint a Zen NFT, to do a regular mint, only costs 2 cents. To do, and this is regular mint. This is regular minting of Zen, not a Zen NFT. Now to mint a Zen NFT, let's do a max mint. The max mint is 120 days. 434 days is available right now as of September 22nd. And I do collector. Let's see how much it costs. It should cost about $3. $3.55. Okay, it can be as cheap as about $3.55 is what it's going to cost. $3.52. Okay, so yeah, so it's really amazing, and everything's moving way faster than normal. So I would definitely get into this right now. Okay, definitely get into it, see how it works, see how everything does. Everything's going to move a lot faster. Everything is going to have a lot more actual value. Yeah, so as you can see, $1 worth of OP Zen is $1 actually give you 216,000 OP Zen. But when you want to do classical Zen, $1 worth of Zen on the Ethereum network is 2.009 million tokens instead of 200,000 tokens. Okay, so OP Zen is 10 times as powerful, 10 times as much money as right now. So it's only going to explode. It's only going to have power. I think it's going to do a little bit better than Zen because you get so much more for your money, and the transaction costs are so tiny. Even getting $1 of Zen is only going to cost you 14 cents in gas. If you try to do the same thing on Ethereum, see what look what happens. Yeah, it's much more expensive at $1.71, as you can see. So be very careful with what you do. This is it's a lot better from a low cost perspective if you do it on Optimism versus Ethereum. Now, if you have a lot of money, if you're investing like a couple $100 a week or something like that, I recommend that everyone put 20% of their earnings into cryptocurrency. 20% of all your savings should go into cryptocurrency because it's going to make you a millionaire guaranteed. 20% of your earnings. So even if you make a minimum wage, if you make minimum wage, you should be living with other people. You shouldn't be living by yourself. And live in such a way that you can put 20% away. I know that's very, very hard. You're probably a teenager if you're making minimum wage, or you're a very young adult. I was making minimum wage until I was about 21 years old. But I was living with other people. My rent was very cheap. My rent was like $100, $200. Or you can live for free with your parents or with your relatives. Do that, work, show people what you're investing in. Show them the reasons why you're investing into these things. It's not just a pie in the sky scheme. Zen is a real thing. It's a real ecosystem that's going to have power. Show them the burning mechanisms, and then they'll be able to see why it's powerful. Yes. So if you don't have that much money, I would definitely invest into Optimism version of Zen. But if you're making, if you're making like 40,000, by the time you're making 40,000, you should put everything into Zen, because Zen is going to have Zen on the Ethereum network, because that Zen on the Ethereum network is going to have the highest power. It's going to have the biggest rush. It's going to be more reliable. So the other chains may have a higher blow up, but you don't know exactly when it's going to peak. You don't know exactly when it's going to stop. When it comes to Ethereum, we know that it's definitely going to reach its peak at the end of 2021, around, between September and November, around that time. 2025, September to November of 2025. All right. So I'm telling you all this because I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Let's get this money.